Hello, so let's talk about some performance aspects of the delay. First of all, I'm not going to do what I've done in the previous videos where I kind of crank up hold and then torture the crap out of everybody. The way I use this in real life is, actually touching it, because in general I'm doing, film scores, so there's a time and place for like big dense textures, and then there's a time and place for underscore. So usually one or two oscillators gets it done for me in real life. So let's talk about the delay. It's analog style digital delay. It's basically the same as the Enter delay. It's just the Enter delay is stereo and this one's mono. So let's check it out. We've got two times, so we can have a fast and a slow delay happening here, a mix knob and a feedback, and the feedback can be work in a couple different ways. Same thing with the modulation. So you can get just useful stuff by playing one note and letting the delay do its thing. And if we use two oscillators, okay, and you're going to hear why I don't, people talk about this isn't an instrument you can control. I feel like I can control it, maybe because I use it a lot, but you can get pretty pleasing stuff to happen. I think there needs to, if you have a little bit of self-control about the knobs, right? So that's just, the basic delay. You're hearing it feeding back, blah, blah, blah. Where the magic happens is in the modulation, and in, we can have different times, obviously. There's a tritone. If we put in modulation, first of all, we have a choice of modulation, so we can either be using the audio, so when this is set to self, the switch here, it's using the audio output of the feedback of the delay itself. And you hear this can become self-cycling. Okay. If it's in the middle, nothing. So that's sort of modulation off, which is actually useful to have because the down position is the LFO. So then we're taking a square wave here. So when this is in the square wave modulation mode, think about your modulation knobs as tuning, because the pitch is going to move around. Which is its own kind of cool thing. So I'm just, feeding back that LFO. If this is in the down position, this knob here, we get a triangle version of that. So it's still the LFOs over here. The two square wave is just a smooth out version. I don't like that one as much because I feel like it's not as much fun. Maybe it works much better in these sort of smaller setting, so the triangle's like nice and smooth here. We've got this like interesting okay, so I hope that helps. That, you know, just think of the delay as sort of its own gives you some ideas of all the interesting textures you can pull out of this. So we're not going to talk much about the distortion, because distortion, turn it on. That basically you've got a drive and a mix knob, not much else to do with that. Our next sort of bit will be to cover the back side of this and, you know, what you can do with some of the inputs. So I hope this helps.